Hi there folks, Simon here. This is TAC University, a series that covers some tips and tricks and maybe just some things that I've learned along the way that I think may help bring your game to a higher level. Today we're going to talk about PTN. PTN, or Portable TAC Notation, is the TAC notation that we use to describe moves in the game of TAC. Now, there are lots of resources out there that can tell you how to use PTN. This website right here is from the US TAC Association. This is the explanation of how PTN works. It was actually invented by Benjamin Wojcinski, or Ben Wo, as known in the community. He was the one who started the USTA, and it's used across all platforms in TAC as the standard notation. And so this website right here is going to be linked right up in the right-hand corner right now, and you can check that out. Or down in the description, you can also check out this link for this PTN. But we're going to go over it right now in this video to describe more or less how this stuff works. So you're probably familiar with a screen like this on playtac.com. And it may be a little bit different now, depending on when this video comes out and when the updates to PlayTac come out. But let's just say right now this is what you see on playtac.com. Right here off to the left, you will see the notation. And so you'll see a bunch of different things like A6, F6, which if you're familiar with notation in something like chess, that may be a little bit familiar to you. But this is very simple. A6 just means a flat was placed at A6. F6, a flat placed at F6. And so on and so forth. So a flat is just the coordinate. So if a flat is placed in an empty spot, that's just the coordinate of where it lands. If it's a capstone, you'll see this is a C E3, so just a big capital C, or sometimes even a lowercase c, plus the coordinate. So C E3 is capstone at E3. Makes a lot of sense, pretty intuitive. So let's take a look down here at this one. This is another one we see in SB5. So SB5, we see at B5, a wall gets placed, or as they're also known, as you can see in my terminology video from the TAC University series, standing stone is also what that's called. So S for standing stone. So SB5 just means standing stone or wall at B5. Very simple, very easy to use. After these pieces are all placed, everything is just dealt with the coordinate and then the movement. So let's look at the movement here. So, right now we see at C2 there's a flat, at C3 there's a flat. This says 1C2 plus 1. Now plus means plus in the numeral direction going up 1. So 1C2 going up 1 to C3. So 1C2 plus 1 is C3. In fact, let's take a look at this in the aptly named PTN Ninja. Might be easier to take a look at this now. So right here we also see this same PTN right here off to the left. It's all the same sort of thing. See SE5 places a wall at E5. But let's look at a movement here. So we see that this capstone stack, we don't have to designate that it's a capstone, just that we're taking the first two pieces of this stack, moving them up to from B3, so two pieces at B3, where we currently are, and moving them plus. And so moving them plus takes us here, to B3 plus. And so it's pretty intuitive there. But when it starts to get a little confusing for some people is when you start to have multiple movements. So, for example, we want this stack here to drop a white flat here, and then the last two pieces with the capstone on top of this. So that would be taking three pieces from the top. So we would say 3, because it's grabbing those three pieces. So 3 from the location of B4. And we're going plus in this vertical direction. And then we'll drop 1 stone and then 2 stones. So 3 stones from B4 plus 1, 2. And it's just that simple. 3, b4 plus 1, 2. Now let's say we wanted to move right or left. So in this case, we have this stack and we want to move the top 3 to the right. Well, simple as that. We take 1, 2, 3 and move them right. And that gives us 3 from b6 to the right with the right caret or whatever that is. I don't even know what that's called. A greater than, less than sign. So we, with that little symbol, goes to the right, and the opposite direction obviously goes to the left. And if we wanted to go down, we would use the minus sign. So plus to go up, minus to go down, right to go right, left to go left. Very simple, very straightforward in how this all functions. So the thing to remember here are the basics. Number 1, if you're placing something on a location, you just say the location. So if I'm placing here at E3, I just say E3, and that means flat at E3. If I'm placing a capstone on a location, I just put C in front of it. So C E3. If I'm placing a wall on a location, I just put S in front of it. S E3. If I want to move a stack in any way, I just remember, okay, how many am I picking up? So I'm going to pick up 2. I pick up 2. So that's 2 to start. Then I look at the location. Okay, C4. 2, C4. And I move them right. Okay, 2, C4 with the right symbol. And that's it. It's done. It's over. That's all you had to remember. Very, very simple. There is something that's done in PTN Ninja that isn't done in Playtac just yet. It may in the future. But in PTN Ninja, because of the way branching and stuff works, and for computers only, you really don't have to worry about this, but for computers, we tend to add one more symbol. As you can see, there's an asterisk here. And the asterisk is for a capstone smashing a wall. And that's so the computer knows that you need to unsmash a wall and recreate that wall if the move is undone. That's really the only thing that asterisk does. It's just for computers. You don't have to use it in your own notation unless you're running something through a computer that needs it. But that is pretty much everything when it comes to how to understand how PTN works. You might be thinking, when will I use PTN in my actual real life of playing TAC? When I can just go onto PTN Ninja and make those moves and then I don't even have to look at the notation. Well, here is the point when you would want to use that is if you're playing an asynchronous game in the Discord server. When you make your moves, you can't actually manipulate the board in Discord. You have to type out the move in a PTN notation. You can take your move back if you mess it up and then reinsert the move. Or you can open up PTN Ninja, make your move. Like you can take this and move it down and then make this whole move and then just copy that and place it into the chat to make that move in the Discord server. But it's up to you. I find that being able to describe these moves with PTN is much clearer when I commentate games or when I'm talking about games or when we're discussing what moves we could have made. It's much easier to say, oh yeah, you could have done 3d4 plus, or you could have done 3d2 plus 1, 2, and that would have been Tinue or something like that. And so this sort of thing is very helpful when talking about games, but it's not necessary at all to play TAC. So you don't need to know PTN if you want to play TAC. Absolutely not. It's only useful if you want to talk about your game or record the game in some way. That is all for today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in to the next video in this TAC University series. And as always, be sure to check out the description of this video for all the TAC resources like the TAC subreddit and especially the TAC Discord server, which is the community hub where you will find all sorts of people to play with, discuss all things TAC, and even play asynchronous or correspondence games right there in the Discord server without using any additional programs. It's really fun, really easy, and a good way to get better at TAC without having a time limit or carving out a big block of time to play a whole game at once on playtac.com. Again, all the resources are there, playtac.com, the subreddit, which has Tactinue puzzles every weekday, how to play videos, and all that jazz. Be sure to check out all those links, and until next time, have a great day and happy tacking.